If you're interested in learning how to build your brand's awareness, stick around. In this video, I'll go over marketing 101 strategies on building a personal brand. These tools, along with other videos in this playlist series, will show you how your personal triangle life will work to bring reality to your dreams. If you're new here, I'm Thomas J. Beleza, and welcome to our BBR Productions channel. If you want to learn the process to succeed in the entertainment industry, well, then hit the subscribe button.
Hello.
And remember to tap that bell icon to get the latest videos on bringing reality to your dreams. Marketing is defined by designing a brand to build awareness that creates interest, which ultimately generates sales, so people buy into your brand's message. This brand is meant to establish an emotional relationship as you build awareness. Knowing what your brand stands for will help cement the consistency of your brand's message once you begin building any awareness. It is common for most people starting a career, business, or whatever to focus on the me factor. This approach dictates a negative value to your brand's message. They push their ideas, accomplishments, and even ask people to perform actions. Actions that might include coming to a show or check out this X, Y, and Z thing I was a part of. This is not marketing, as it is meant to be utilized. This is known as pushing. Keep in mind, the process to success, longevity, and your purpose all have variables. Take what I teach you in this video and the following series with a sense of intrigue. Take notes, then do your due diligence by researching. You gotta research. We love breaking down a complicated process and simplifying it. This gives us a chance to show you what we learned from other successful entertainers and their triangle life. What ideals, morals, truths, and action do you want people to see in you? Let me know in the comments below. In this video, you have heard me say that marketing is designing a brand to build awareness that creates interest, which ultimately generates sales, so people buy into your brand's message. That's our definition of marketing. Now, I want to break down each aspect of that sentence to really understand how a brand is made up. You have to look within yourself. Once you know what your brand stands for, we can begin working on the rule of 10%. A brand is a collective breakdown of your voice, image, and the conversation of an audience. Voice is a clear message defining your purpose. Think of your voice formed by your personal morals, ideals, and missions you care most about. Image is a presentation of that voice. How you showcase what you stand for. It's basically truth in action. Conversation is the metric of what people are saying about your brand. A brand's voice, its message, is a combination of anything you want it to be and what it means to you. Once you establish the guidelines to that brand's stance on things, this will lead to bullet points or talking points. These talking points guide you with your image. One of the easiest places to start developing your brand's message is with you. What is important to you beyond generic things like, I want to be known as being on time or respected, or I respect people? Think about what has helped mold you into the person you are today. Write out as many things as you can think of. A long list can always be shrunk down. Take that list and let it make sense to you. Some items on that list might be too personal for a public brand. It just will happen. Like, I am highly religious and political in my life, but for me and my personal life. Some things are for the world and some things are for you, and that's okay. In the end, your brand is ever malleable. It really is. As you grow, your message can grow. This is why telling your personal truth is powerful. You will always know what you stand for. And as those ideals change, it will naturally and organically change for your public brand. While writing your list, remind yourself that in the end, you have complete control over what you stand for now and how you stand in the future. When you get your list written out, now you can work on summing up the elements of the overall list. This summed up but direct list will simplify your truths. For me, I can sum up my brand's message into educate, entertain, and enlighten. I might even add extra elements to my list, such as my goal to raise awareness for cancer and mental health, or to bring people together to work together. I don't know, maybe you've heard me say that once or twice, but I'm just saying it's there. Look over your list and see what works for you. You can always change your list, add and subtract items from it. It's your list. Adjust your list as needed. This is, after all, your brand. Write out those life lessons I talk about, and what do you think about? When I came up with education, entertainment, and enlightenment, I thought about what passions I have. I love speaking to people to show them the world in a different light. My whole life has been behind and in front of the stage. Know what you stand for. It's easy, and you'll lead that message with integrity. Talking points can help keep you on message when at a loss. During an interview, lead the answer to your talking points. Don't know what to post on social media? Connect it to your talking points. Talking points should be easy to remember, but in any moment of high stress doing an in-person interview, adrenaline could influence your mind. Other aspects of talking points is how you can make choices for your career. You're at a crossroads of opportunity. Look at the path in which you'll have to walk. What about the results? Absorb into your mind and think about the outcome. Does this path influence, elevate, or go against what your brand stands for? What you stand for? Think about how your talking points relate to this and the next choices you make. Choose wisely. Having a clear, concise voice adds strength to your overall message. The goal is to now figure out what kind of image you want to present that message. Yeah, think about your brand's voice. If helping people is in your message, then actually, help people. How you help them will also represent your brand's voice. If you believe in lifting your community, then help those in your community. Did you know how you publish items on your social media, even interact with certain people, will be a presentation of your brand's message? All these things are a part of your brand. I personally do not drink, so I would not allow myself to be directly sponsored by an alcohol brand. The same with actors or comedians. Actors might want to focus on certain roles. Comedians could potentially write specific jokes to stay on their brand. The purpose of even figuring out your voice and organizing them into talking points gives you this direction. When you're physically going out or posting on social media, you can check your talking points. Ask yourself, does one or more of my talking points fit in with my actions or this post? Let me see. If they do, then you're on the right path. If it doesn't fit your brand, you can reevaluate yourself in that moment. This keeps you on point. Your audience is listening to all you do. They love watching you do what you do. It is true. People want to see you succeed. They just don't want to hear about it. And they will be the first to react to a brand they emotionally connected to that has changed drastically. When the conversation of your brand with your audience changes, you will know. They will vanish or outwardly say so. Listen to that conversation. The reason we want to put your brand's message into action is because people want to see you succeed. They just don't want to hear about it. This comes down to your emotional journey for people to watch your success and failures. Basically, audiences emotionally buy into your trials and tribulations as long as your emotional perspective is presented in what you post and do. Your emotional journey is showing the before, during, and after experiences of what is going on in your career's growth, even your career's longevity. Look at Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or even Kevin Hart with their social media. They do funny things, yes, sometimes not, you know what I'm saying? But it is always showing you their life. Rarely will you see successful people say, buy this or come see this. You know who does say that though. Fans and people interviewing them. Watch celebrity interviews. See how they talk about their adventure while filming a project, how their family is doing. maybe a foundation they did an event for, but they talk about something that happened at that event. Maybe they're a comedian who tells a funny story. The idea is they are letting people connect with them in a way where people can emotionally relate to who they are. Think of it this way. People cannot relate to your results. It's impossible. If someone never made a movie before, how can they relate to you? What people can relate to is finishing or working on something they are passionate about. The road to completing that something is relatable. People relate to the process of doing their trials and tribulations, pretty much comparing their experiences to yours. People want to see you succeed, they just don't want to hear about it. Remember that. Content marketing is like a first date. If you only talk about yourself, there won't be a second one. David Beebe. Who ends up remembering you is completely based on how well you present your brand's message. Awareness building is key to establishing a position in the eyes of an audience. To build that awareness, you need to understand who you are, so people can relate to who you are. Designing a brand comes from you. Get your brand consistently to people. This will increase the interest of who remembers you. What marketing masters figured out changed the way we extend our messages. The ideas of marketing as it is understood in the modern era began during the time of the Industrial Revolution. This period spanned the late 18th century and lasted long into the 19th century. It was a time of rapid social change motivated by innovations in the scientific and technological industries. When the internet was born, marketing changed again forever. Websites were an essential tool for commercializing. During the late 1990s, simple company websites that were text-based began to flourish. They were initially utilized to provide information about a company's product or their services. Today, hundreds of billions of dollars are spent each year on the marketing of businesses. Where you market your message will influence how you're seen, to what market sees you. Remember, marketing is about building awareness to create interest that ultimately generates sales, so people buy into your brand's message. Diversify how you market on each platform. Wherever you choose to market, always tell a story. It's well known that customers respond to emotions. Why people in general focus on pushing rarely comes down to knowing how to market. Pushing an idea, product, or hopes to sell causes two things to happen. First, you push people away. They feel forced, or worse, as if they did not make the emotional choice themselves. And second, it pushes an agenda. People can read through the lines, even when you think they cannot. Market emotional truth. How you market will lead you down a path of opportunity. A few things to think about is not just where to post it, but how to post to where. A website is useless without a purpose. Posting on your social media without adventure is wasted. Choose to not do the research on the SEO is wall building. Learn how to get your message out there properly. Doing it incorrectly is wasted time. Basically, become your truth in action. I used to market by asking people to buy my products. Please buy my CDs. Will you buy a CD? Hey, there's a book for sale. Please buy it. And the same thing would happen. Some family and friends would buy it. Yay! Strangers would either say no, firmly, or buy it to shut me up and then throw it out. I was pushing, hoping someone would buy a thing I made, please God. But the truth is, people don't buy things because they are made. They buy them because I made it. That means they have to have a relationship with me. People support missions, ideals, brands they emphasize with. Your story is the doorway in. Present who you are, what you do, and why you do it, and an audience will find you. True marketing is about getting people to relate to you. This relationship is an emotional one. From a small sense of support to crying when you see Michael Jackson on the stage. I know, I do. When it comes down to it, market your truth, market your passion, market your failures, triumphs, successes, perseverance, things you care about, the change you want to see in this world. Stay close to who you are while remembering you are marketing a brand and not technically yourself. You got this. I know you do. You know who you are. You know what you want, and you know your value. So be true, be you. Now go begin. If you're new here and got this far, please subscribe from your link. Please, guys. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, you're here. You might as well just hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying. By the way, what you learned today is only as useful as what you do with it tomorrow. And you gotta research. That's really, I'm not just saying that. You should do it. And that's why I absolutely appreciate any and all support you give this channel with the love you have. So if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer them below. As always, I am Thomas J. Bliss. And remember, your success is best with a team. So work together, grow together, and rise together to bring reality to your dreams. Captain, my captain.
Oh dear.